Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host this morning, Logan Landers. And today I'm going to be highlighting the key players for the University of Georgia in order to ensure a victory in the national championship game this upcoming Monday, January the 10th, against the Alabama Crimson Tide, hoping to capture their first national championship in over 40 years. Last time they won it was 1980, so it's been quite some time coming, and I can't wait to highlight who I think are going to be the key players in getting that elusive victory. But before we get started, be sure to, if you enjoy this content, like it, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every week on Facebook, on YouTube. Also, go check out the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to your podcast. We are over there. It's pretty simple. Just type in 100 the football, and you'll find over 600 episodes of amazing football content, draft profiles, history specials, legends interviews, recruiting specials, you name it. You can find anything and everything football related over there on our podcast. Also, check our Instagram. We have clips of each and every show over there as well. So let's get into it. Who I think will be the key players for the Georgia Bulldogs to pull off the victory against the Alabama Crimson Tide. So in no particular order, I'm going to go with DAndre Kendrick first, the defensive back who had a big game against Michigan this past week, 2 interceptions. If he's able to do what he did this past week, against Cade McNamara, and if he can do it against Bryce Young, I think that's really going to help out that defense. What we know that Georgia is solid against, and also help out the offense too, because they struggled in their last meeting in the SEC championship with a few turnovers. So hopefully they can flip the script, and Mr. Kendrick can have another big day, have an interception or two, and maybe rattle the cage of Bryce Young. Up next, I'm going to keep it on defense, might as well. The Cobi Dean, right? The Cobi Dean, how could you not put him on here? Dude is an absolute monster when it comes to just amazing tackling, everything else you can think. He's just an absolute star. He finished the year with 68 tackles, 6 sacks and also 5 passes defended and 2 interceptions at the linebacking position. So, I mean, he's everything you can think of and then some. Leading the team in tackles, leading the team in sacks. So he definitely needs to have a big day. Hopefully he can get to Bryce Young, get the ball, maybe get a sack or two. Hopefully him. And also, man, I didn't have on my list, but hopefully kind of his partner in crime, right? Channing Tindall, the other linebacker, can get a few sacks in there as well and help out the Georgia Bulldogs. Up next on my list, I have, of course, I'm gonna go with offense, of course. Might as well get him out the way. The quarterback by the name of Stetson Bennett. How could you not put the QB on here? Look, we know he struggled last time against Alabama in the SEC championship, but it's time for him to put up or shut up, right? We'll see what he can do. Can he really be the guy? Look, he threw for a lot of yards, right? He got a few touchdowns, but interceptions cost him. That's what it was. So against Michigan, what did he do? 313 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 67% completion percentage, and no interceptions. I mean, if that's not learning from your mistakes, I don't know what is. So we'll see. He needs to keep the ball clean. And the less amount of turnovers that Georgia can have, the better. I mean, he did, like I said, he had the yards, he had touchdowns. He just has to keep it clean. No interceptions, no fumbles. And I think he should be good. I mean, that's why you have him as your QB1. That's why you put him over JT Daniels. He threw for over, close to 3,000 yards this year. Had 27 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, and only been sacked 9 times, so not too bad. And we'll see if he can, in probably the biggest game of his life, if he can come up clutch and help out the Georgia Bulldogs and get them a big, big victory. Up next, I'm going to go back on defense, is Jordan Davis. Oh, man, talk about a guy who was in the Heisman mix for a little bit, right? 6'6", 340 pounds. You can't miss him. Right, you really can't miss him. Guy never missed a meal, but man, what a star player this young man is. I mean, he's just an absolute monster at stuffing the run. You might look at his numbers, right, and it might not be the most impressive, but you can see that this guy has a bunch of talent, and he is there to clog up the hole in the running game and really just, impose his will on offensive tackles. And that's what he's there for. He's there for clogging up lanes. He's there for putting in good work. And like I said, man, at 6'6", 340, he's a senior. He's a veteran. He's been with this team for a while. And as a young man who it seems like everyone loves, right? He always comes up clutch, and he's definitely a household name for the Bulldogs, and he's one of the top defensive players on this team. And there's a lot of them. And also my final top player for my fifth one, I'm going to go with Brock Bowers. Like, so this is no order. This is just whoever I'm coming up with off the top of my dome. Brock Bowers, man, what a year! What a year he's had. No one really thought that Brock Bowers, the young freshman, would do as well as he has this season. I mean, when you look at him, 52 catches, led the team by a lot, 846 yards, 12 touchdowns. This is the guy you go to when you want some production. I know Jermaine Burton, McConkey, Mitchell, Cook, all those guys, they're great. But Bowers is the number one guy I'm looking at in terms of Stetson Bennett's main guy to throw to. You got to get him in the end zone, and you got to get him going. So I think that, if those key players, if they can really come in and do some work, Brock Bowers, Stetson Bennett, Jordan Davis, Cobi Dean, and also finally DAndre Kendrick, if they can play well, like they played against Michigan, like they did the whole season, they can walk away with a national championship for the first time in 42 seasons. So, like I said, can't wait for this game. Next Monday, January the 10th. Mark your calendars. I'm going to be watching it. It's going to be a great game, and we'll see if the Georgia Bulldogs can pull off, well, some will say the upset, right? Some will say the upset. But if they can pull off the big win against Georgia, if you want to see my prediction, I'm not going to give it away here for here, right? Go check out my video about the preview for this game. I did Georgia and Alabama this past week. You can go find it on our Facebook, on our YouTube, on our podcast. It's available now for you to listen to and see who I think is going to win this game. So please go over there, give us a like, give us a comment, and give us a shout out. Like I say, podcast pretty easy to find. Just type in Hundreds of Football. You see us on the 50-yard line. Over 600 episodes of amazing content with our amazing cast and crew, Mr. Football Vince Turner, our amazing guy Jeremiah Long, our top-notch producer, amazing coach extraordinaire Kevin the Bull Jones, our draft expert Daniel Kelly, our female correspondent Miss Ronnie G, Bobby Butler, 12-year vet in the NFL, and everyone else who's helped out here on the show. We thank y'all for that. Happy New Year, by the way. It's our first shows in the new year, so we hope all y'all are doing good there. But yep, so those are my key players for the national championship game with Georgia and Alabama. Guys, stay tuned because we got some more amazing football content in just a little bit.